Hey, so look, y'all, we back. Sensei Kyh, Dojo Sessions, learning life through lessons. Dope episode today. Dope guest today. Thank y'all for the patience. First off, I told y'all I wanted to do this the right way, my way. So sometimes that's not weekly. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly learning, constantly developing my skills and self as well. So subscribe, tap in, man. I want to jump into it with y'all though, man. Today we have a very special guest in the building, man. Got my dog Qwest. Dope entrepreneur, artist, many skills. We're gonna wait to dive into it. But how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm feeling fantastic. Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
Nah, thank you for coming through, bro. I just want to say it's crazy how life works. You were in the Westfield Fashion Square.
Yeah.
Walking through the mall. You pull up on sophisticated sneakers.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
man. So how did that go? Like you met Edwin. That's how I met him, y'all. I met him through my dog, Edwin. Networking is crazy.
I mean, it was just an organic situation. I'm walking through the mall and I noticed what type of stuff they were selling in the store, and they had Supreme stuff in there. They had some Fear of God stuff in there. And I'm looking and I'm like, I wonder if I ask, how much it would be for me to get some INTIIVA stuff in there. As INTIIVA was doing well online, but I needed some physical presence, you know what I mean? Just for people to be able to walk up and like people that I can't connect with online or just walking through the store or whatever. So I just asked Andrew, and he was with it. He was like, bring some samples by, and we'll see what you got. So I popped up with a couple of hoodies, some shorts, different shirts, maybe a couple of different jackets, and they were just loving what they saw. So they gave me, I guess, some inspiration to move forward there and just create enough stuff to put in the store. So when I came back, nice 50-pack, good to go.
Nah, solid, man. And he told me after he met you, bro, and that's kind of one thing I wanted to start with, the power of networking.
Yeah.
But it's not just about networking. It's the aura that you have, the mindset you have going into a situation where you've never been in this store. I know you're not from here. You're from South Carolina, right?
Right.
Did you always have that mindset, though? Like, where did that come from?
Well, I've always been one to achieve. I mean, I would say people who say they overachieve, like that's a limit on yourself because you're already saying that you're setting a limit, and if you went over it and said you overachieve, well, you're already setting the ceiling. You know what I mean? So I've always been one to try to achieve. So when I got here to California, I mean, it was cutthroat. Like I've seen so many people get ate up by California and chewed up and spit right out and gone in a year, gone in 2 years, something like that. People living out of their cars and stuff like that. So I just had to develop the thick skin to be able to be strong enough to create what I want to create, to do what I want to do, and still push forward through it, whether it's whether it's financially lucrative or not, hoping that one day it could get to that point. And
was this prior though to moving here? Like, what brought you to California though? Were you already in South Carolina? Like, you like what's going on there, or did you need to escape? Did you need to get away? Like new beginnings? What was it for you?
I mean, there was an opportunity that came up so that I could get over here, but I was already thinking that like. I was doing music in Carolina, and it really wasn't much of an outlet. Like, we had open mics and stuff like that, but nobody was really looking at us like this.
Sure.
Now, this was right before the Baby got hot. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as I got over here to California, Baby came out, and he just started killing it. Now people is looking at Charlotte, but now I'm over here, you know. So
the eyes on it now for
yeah,
sure.
but I just felt like I didn't have the creative outlet that I wanted. I can't say that I always wanted to do fashion, that fashion was always there in the forefront, but I've always been artistic. And whether it comes out sonically, physically, mentally, whatever it is, like I needed something to get that out. And I didn't know until I got here to California and started doing the creative things that I like to do, started getting that satisfaction from creation. So
this was what, 10 years ago, right?
Roundabout 9, 10.
Being in South Carolina, though, what type of challenges did you face? Because we all know Cali is creative. Like, if you want to network 7 days a week, you can do that here. Mm-hmm. I'm not from here either, so, we'll touch on that as well. But I know coming from Georgia, it was a lot of challenges I was met with. Came out here as a dreamer, and, okay, it's not just chasing the creativity, chasing where you need to be at. It's damn, you uprooting your life, going across the country. Like, what were you faced with? Was it like you thought, or was it the stereotype? Like, what did you have to go through that first step?
It's either you can try or you can regret. Okay. I'd much rather fail, fall on my face hard, and say that I tried than regret not ever trying at all. So when the opportunity arose for me to come over here, I was ghost. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking back. I cut ties with everything, and I'm out. And it wasn't like I have disdain for South Carolina or anything like that. It's just the creative outlet wasn't there. There was nobody that was really paying attention to whatever it was I was trying to do. And you know, at that time, it was just pretty much music and maybe some graphics and stuff like that. But I just didn't feel like I was getting that outlet. But once I got here, it was something about the aura of California. I mean, you know, once you get here, and it ain't just about the weed laws or whatever.
It pulls you in.
Yeah. That bug
man.
bites hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's faster pace. It's like you said, like you either get ate up or you move faster. You grind harder. Like it's no middle point of that. You know? And that's one of the reasons I came to. When I was still in Georgia, I would tell myself, it's all these regular citizens, regular civilians in California. You mean to tell me it's no way I can uproot my life and find a life here?
Right.
It's not just famous rich people walking around. It's regular people here. So, you know, I told myself that. I'm like, damn, if I can't do that, I'm not really who I say I am. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So what was your first situation like living here? Was it an apartment, roommate? Like what? I know it's different for everybody.
Man, I had 5 crazy roommate stories. Like, I can't even, from people just being weirdos to people lying about stuff, like taking, you know, I mean, you know how it is in California. Like, you'll have 3 roommates in a 3-bedroom or sometimes a 2-bedroom. You know, people splitting that room. In a 3-bedroom situation that's from way different parts of the world. You know, so the culture's different, the way they act different, the way they bathe is different. You know what I'm saying? People be stank.
Dishes, all that, leaving that shit in the sink.
All kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. Even integrity as far as you give them the money for the power bill, but the power's off. Like, why is the power off? I gave you the money for the power bill, but you know, and they got an excuse for it and stuff like that. Like what are you talking about, man? Like, just pay the power bill. But
no, that's real.
A bunch of weird situations, but I would say that all through each one of those, I learned something different about people. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Everybody has their quirks. Everybody's, you know, eccentric to a point. You know, you just got to learn how to deal with different situations and developing that thick skin. Because it was times when I thought about it. You know, it always crossed my mind, like, man, maybe not. Maybe I can't cut it. Yeah. Maybe I don't got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think everybody goes through that one for sure, bro.
But then immediately after that, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you hear that thought, you got to stop it and be like, nah, I'm cut just like everybody else out here. You know what I mean? If they can get it, I can get it.
It sends you down a rabbit hole, bro. Yeah. For real, man. So, and then also it's funny, out of all the places in the U.S., you know, Cali is one of the only places where you got your locals, but you have so many people here from all type of different places.
Melting pot.
It's like just a shuffle, random shuffle of people you run into. So, you know, with roommates, you know, certain parts of the world, certain parts of the country, people aren't raised on the same morals of like, don't take that. It's $10 there. Don't take that. Or, you know, clean up after yourself. Some people wasn't, you know, they didn't learn those things. So, you know, off rip, that's one of the things I faced too. And that street sweeping.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I got about 5 tickets, bro, my first 2 months.
Man, I got my car towed so many times. The first car I had when I was here.
Nah, for sure, bro. But I respect it, though. Anybody coming out here and starting over, bro, everybody's not cut like that. And like you said, I know you had to tell yourself that every time the doubt came in. Yeah. For sure. So with you already making music, how did you want to hit Cali, like as an artist? Or, because I know you engineer and produce too, right? So how were you navigating that with networking?
I mean, of course, I came out here with the intention of being, you know, the next Jay-Z. That's what I wanted to do. Like, hopefully,
on the rapping side.
Yeah, of course. Okay, you know,
sure.
Just the biggest artist that I could possibly be. But then once you get here, like you get good at what you're good at. You know what I mean? And you fall into certain situations that either it's going to show how good you are at this or how bad you are at it. Or can you cut it in this particular situation? And it just fell for me that I'm a way better engineer and producer than I am a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Doing that though in SC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But all self-taught. I didn't go to Full Sail. I didn't go to the Music Institute or nothing like that. Like, I learned off YouTube Academy, bro.
YouTube University,
University, all day long. And once I got out here, I faced the challenge of actually getting a studio job, and I couldn't get one because I didn't have the Full Sail paperwork or the Music Academy paperwork.
Those resumes.
You know what I mean? That's what they want to see out here, and that's the people that they're taking from. They're even taking their interns from these those institutes. So I came and I Googled all of the studios in the surrounding area. You know what I'm saying? I got 100 different studios, 100 resumes printed up, button-up shirt, nice slacks, hard bottoms, getting to it. You know what I mean? Got out there, put out 100 resumes. I got one call back, bro.
Yeah.
One callback. And it was just an intern situation. So, and I still got to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking
unpaid intern situation.
Oh, and that definitely
For
unpaid
the opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
cool,
I would have
cool.
been in a nice studio. Like, to be honest, the YouTube University stuff that I was watching was actually filmed inside of that same studio. You know, and when the guy told me that, I'm like, oh man, like, you know, that's an omen from God or whatever.
Yeah.
But
That's full circle.
I got to pay rent, bruv. You know what I mean? I can't.
For sure.
I had to make a decision, so I had to take. I had another opportunity to do something else, and so I just had to take that and not put music on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? But it had to be second priority to me being able to sustain myself out here. But all the while, still getting better doing music. You know.
Mm-hmm. And you know, that's another thing about California that I appreciate, man. It'll bring those skills that you already were using. It'll bring them out over here, because I'm like, damn, what's in my arsenal?
Yeah.
What's in my arsenal
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now that I can? So I already know you came over here with a whole little, you know, repertoire of skills. And out here, they need that just as much on the side of people wanting new music.
Mm-hmm.
They need people who can cultivate the good music for other artists as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave you a shot.
Yeah.
Dang, what did that combo go like, man? I know you remember that day.
Well, it was
Man.
actually it was over the course of some of time. So I got one of my cousins actually came from out of town, and he was a big time producer, and they were doing like a little, I guess, some content at this particular studio called Ultrium Studios. And I had never been, you know what I'm saying, and I'm still trying to get in the particular studios to work. And he hit me and told me he was in town. I'm like, bet I'm gonna tag along with y'all. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Got in the studio and just kicking it in the hallway. Met the owner of the studio. Met a couple of other people in the studio. You know,
Networking, real deal.
and also the studio manager. So I booked some time at the studio the next week. And when I came in, the studio manager was talking with me. And he had his dog, and he left his the dog came in and he left the dog leash in there.
Yeah.
And so he had to come back and get the dog leash, and that's what sparked. And that's what sparked the conversation. You know what I mean? Because before that, I'm just, you know, any random person that's coming in and getting studio time.
Did you book it for that reason though? Like, did you already have this thought out?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I booked it to do some music, but hopefully,
But still, though,
yeah, I get to
yeah.
have that conversation with
Cool.
somebody, you know.
Cool.
And just so happens that he was there, named Kevin. And so Kevin came back and we just had conversation about, you know, what else do you do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I engineer and stuff too, you know, yada, yada, yada. And then, you know, exchange information. And now I'm engineering over here at Ultrium, you know.
Oh.
And I was just killing it over the course of time. And the owners of the studio saw that. And so Big Duke is one of the owners of Ultrium. He's on Instagram, Don't Mind If I Duke. You know, he's done some work with Kanye, done a lot of work with Game, you know.
Is that Big Duke, that's his name?
Yeah, Big Duke.
Shit,
Big
shout
Duke.
out Big Duke,
Yeah,
man.
definitely shout out to Big Duke. And he put me in a couple of situations, like just keep throwing me alley-oops, you know what I mean? And if you can cut it, you know what I mean, then they'll call you back. And if you can't, then they won't. But
Yeah.
that's a particular situation with Jordan Sparks. Like, that's how I got linked up with her, was through Big Duke.
I was gonna ask you that, man. How did that come about? Because now I know just from it wasn't just I'm gonna give you a chance. It was you proving yourself.
Right,
You know,
right.
they were throwing it at you, and you were ready for every single step of the way.
Right.
No, that's dope, man. So this led you to Jordan Sparks. Did you already listen to her music? Because she a superstar, of course, but were you like, are you the type to get starstruck, or you like, damn, Jordan Sparks, cool, I'm ready for that?
All right, so of course I knew who she was. I would say maybe like 6 months before I got the opportunity to work with her, she was in the studio across the hall, and
okay.
and I didn't get to see, I didn't get to talk to her or nothing, but I knew she was over there. You know, I'm like, oh shit, like that's cool, that's dope. You know, I'm
dope,
like, who the
yeah.
hell in here knows Jordan Sparks?
That
And
LA
then-
shit.
Yeah,
Yup.
but Duke knows her. You know, so
That's hard.
And then it just came to a situation. I'm not really sure what it was, why they needed a new engineer, but they did. So they gave me the opportunity to come to the Oasis, and we just went up there and clicked. And from
Dope,
that,
man.
from that situation, you know, came a #1 album. So
That's dope, man. So first interaction, you were just doing what you always do, man, with
Yeah.
all the artists.
I come to
That's
work.
dope, man.
I come to work, bro.
No, I know she appreciated you if that landed you on that album. How many tracks did you end up touching on there?
80%?
80%.
Yeah, 80, 85%, something like that.
Damn. Which one was your favorite on there? Because I haven't heard
Remember.
the album, but remember?
Remember? Okay, so I remember that day. A typical day record with Jordan. Like I come in, and Dana, her husband, will send me the music or whatever,
Yeah.
and you know I'll be listening to it. She'll come down because the Oasis sits at the top of the estate, and she'll come down from the house. Or I'm sorry, she'll come up from the house, and you know we'll be listening, checking everything out, and this song had a Michael Jackson sample in it, and I'm like, know how they are about clearing shit. You know what I mean? It was Remember the Time.
Oh no, that's a big one too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like,
sure.
But if it works, it works, you know? Yeah. And we recorded the song. Jamal Anthony was in there. He's a dope, talented songwriter that always works with us. And I remember just a regular day, you know, they cut the song, left, and just thought everything was going to be cool, you know, put it with the other stuff. And that happened to be the first one that came out that went number one on iTunes. And it was number one all genre for, I think, 2 weeks.
Oh, that's hard.
Just like the album. So
that's hard, man. Did you, because I didn't ask you, but I meant to, like, back in SC, did you have, like, a support system that they all knew what you were doing, the music, you had a big team, or how was that? Are they seeing what you're doing at this point? Like, bro, I see you, Qwest. Like, keep doing that shit, man. You
want the honest answer or you want the PC answer?
Nah, give me the raw shit, bro. Honest.
No comment.
All right. It's cool, man. So with that being said, coming out here, I'm sure you met people that are like-minded, right? Mm-hmm. Nah, and that's what matters at the end of the day, bro. Mm-hmm. For real, for real.
I'll say this about that. It's amazing how people who don't know you at all will give you honesty, integrity, and support, you know, to an extent. Of course, everything's not 100% genuine, but people that you've known for a very long time or act like they don't know you, haven't ever met you, know nothing about you until it benefits them to say they know you. I call those people opportunists, and I don't like them.
I mean, bro, I make music. I did this same transition over here. So if anybody can relate to you, I can relate to you. I had to tell one of my friends who's younger, he makes music. He's struggling mentally right now because he's craving that support. I said, bro, unfortunately, the people who saw you start from the beginning, they're the last ones to convert. And it sucks because you want them to feel it because they actually saw where you started from. So they see the growth over these years. But they like you said, they acting like they never even seen nothing. So I told him, I was like, bro, connect with these new listeners. The people you meet in life as saying we experiencing it out here, you know. Yeah. They giving you the honesty, alley-oops. I know people that didn't give no alley-oops. I'm like, damn, you saw me really come up. Just off that integrity, meeting them, networking, seeing how hardworking you are. So I connect with everything that you're saying right now, bro.
And to speak to that, like I like to give flowers, man. People who put me in a position to do something good or to even expose my talents. You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking about Duke earlier. Like he just keeps throwing me alley-oops. Tato, who's Exhibit's manager,
I like that.
He the song that I mixed that had Snoop, Game, French, and Fat Joe on it. Like, you know, he gave me the opportunity. Crazy, right? Crazy. He gave me the opportunity to do that. Man. You know, he didn't tell me nothing. He just came in and hit play and was like,
that's hard.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, wow.
That's harder. But, so he like older. Like, how old is he? Big Duke?
Big Duke?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He just like an OG just showing love. That's what I'm saying. Is he in like, you know?
He one of them guys that it don't even, he doesn't act in age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He just dope. Just dope dude. A good individual, solid guy. He's always been cool with me. Like, always let me know if I'm messing up, if something's not sounding right, and I know I can take the criticism from him. You know what I'm saying? And it's not me being, or it's not him being mean, or say trying to be Hollywood or nothing. Like he's trying to actually make me better. You know what I mean? So
no, that's
there were
real,
situations in earlier sessions, you know, where I'm learning how to work LA. You know, how to do LA recording. Like it's different from how we were doing it back in South Carolina at the time. So he taught me a lot. You know what I mean? And then from him seeing that what he's teaching me is actually taking hold, you know, put him in a situation to see if he can rock.
He throwing you alley-oops and you scoring with the ball.
Yeah, I dunk like Vince Carter, bro.
Nah, got to. Elbow in the rim and everything.
All that.
Nah, for sure, bro. So working with Jordan Sparks, I know at that point, you know, they know about you in that studio. Like you're one of the top go-to guys. Is that what led to Exhibit? Or like what led to Exhibit?
Similar situation, man. I guess Tato was asking Big Duke. He needed a new engineer, and it was like with the that song too. I think that was the first occurrence where they needed somebody. But then he tapped back in with me because I did such a good job there. It was like, you know, X is finishing up his new album. You know, we need another engineer to come in. Let's see. Oh no, definitely on an audition type of basis. You know, but. I mean, and you want to talk about starstruck. Like, you know what I'm saying? The first time I saw X, like he's just standing outside the studio just on some candid shit.
On some LA cool shit.
Yeah, just standing there, you know what I'm saying? I'll pull up, I'm like, Okay,
sure.
let me get my shit together.
Yeah.
But it was just business as usual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go in there and you find out what the artist likes. You find out how they like to go, their flow, how they like to record, whether they want to go bar for bar, whether they're writing, and
then it's clockwork.
Yeah, man, you just go get to it.
So I gotta ask though, what does Exhibit do? He a writer? He go off the top?
Both.
Okay.
Both. You talk about a consummate artist right there. He might come in with 2 or 3 bars written, you know what I'm saying, and then go line for line for the rest of the bars. He might start off line for line and then go to something written, you know what I mean? He'd do a mixture of both or one or the other. Like
it's real deal artist mode.
Yeah, man. Like to see those guys, see those caliber artists work is a totally different situation. It's not people in the studio partying, trying to get content or look a certain type of way. Like they're in there to make art. You know what I mean? Like dealing with Jordan. Jordan don't even warm up, bro. Like she just go through it in her head. She's got the song maybe written in her phone or whatever. She's going through it in her head. All right, you ready, Qwest? Yep. Go in the booth.
Oh, that's raw.
Slay that shit.
So you see less of that with these higher tier artists, less because on the local artist level, even some rapper level, studios full, smoking, drinking all the time. You're not seeing that as much with these.
Yeah.
Top level, okay.
Yeah, I mean they conduct themselves as they should because they're a business.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like
brand.
they are a corporation themselves.
Yep.
So it's 9 to 5, whether it's not really 9 to 5, but it's they treat it like a job. You know what I mean? So that's how you get the best content. And again, I've said like working with Jordan, that let me know what it's like to make a #1 album. Like I had no clue before. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue how to make that soup.
Like that.
You know what I'm saying? But then we made the soup, and everybody loved the soup, and it's like, oh, I can do that again. You know what I'm saying? I think I can replicate that process.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So,
for sure. They gave you that confirmation. I know you already knew what you were capable of, but I'm sure that gave it to you. Like, damn, I'm doing this shit for real. That's hard, bro. So
definitely out here, bro.
No, I see. And then just from some of these names you work with, like, who did I see on there? The Baby, Wiz, Shaq.
Yeah.
Like, are all these coming from music, or is this when the INTIIVA brand?
INTIIVA.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, y'all. INTIIVA.
All good.
Is this when the INTIIVA brand is already on the map? You already pushing this, or is it just simultaneous? You already had both of these going on.
It's kind of it's simultaneous, like you said. One thing leading to another. Because I'm over here doing this, now I'm being exposed to this. I'm seeing this, getting inspiration from this, and it goes back to this.
Like
so it's definitely not like a split. Like it's all just whatever the creation is that day. 90% of the time, I'm doing music and fashion. If it's not at the same time, it's definitely during the same day. Like I'm never closing the computer and being like, I'm not doing no music today because I'm doing all fashion. Like, it don't work like that. But as far as meeting the different people, everything's been organic. You know what I mean? Like getting to work with the different artists. Like the song with Wiz on it came through Problem. You know what I mean? And I met Problem through Exhibit.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just in sessions with us and was like, bro, I fuck with you know what I'm saying? Can you mix and master one of these songs for me? And the song was Problem, Wiz, and Childish Gambino. You know what I mean? And Gambino, one of my favorite artists, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So if that was just an organic type of thing, But as far as INTIIVA is concerned, like I've only been doing INTIIVA for going on like a year and a half now.
Year and a half?
Yeah. I mean, I had the idea about it maybe 2 years ago, but it was just me printing up little, $20 shirts and stuff. Nothing really, designed like this. And I wasn't even thinking about a brand. It was just, it looks cool on the shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then as it grew, you know what I mean? And now more people are seeing it, more people are talking about it, maybe I should try to make a brand out of it. And now we got INTIIVA. Walking
brand too. I see it on the shoes. And this was crazy, bro. 24 hours ago, this is a story I was going to tell you. I was in Westfield. I wasn't even going to Sophisticated Sneakers, bro. Just so happens Edwin was coming down the escalator. He called my name, dapped up Edwin. I heard somebody say, Kyh, what's up? It was Andrew. I turned around. I saw the brand.
Yeah.
He was rocking the gray. The gray sweatsuit. It was the gray top with
right,
the gray pants.
Yeah.
They had the black beard right here on the pocket.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's crazy. I said, I'm interviewing him tomorrow, man. They didn't know this or nothing.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of this shit is spiritual.
Yeah, man.
A lot of this shit is spiritual, bro.
It's energy, man. We all reciprocating the same energy, vibrating on the same frequency, looking for the same outcome.
Yeah, dog. How did you end up getting Shaq Like, how did that happen, bro? That's crazy.
Okay. Let's just say, without getting into too much detail, let's just say that I was fortunate enough to be able to get some pieces to Shaq, and
man.
he appreciated those pieces enough that he wore them in important situations. Important situations like the Shaq All-Stars events that he has every year before the Super Bowl, the maroon and gray jacket. Like, I made that.
Man.
The Super Bowl that same year.
Come on, man. So you seeing this randomly. You just chilling. You seeing him he doing his press. They releasing pictures. He wearing it.
Yeah,
I know that feeling was crazy.
I remember, delivering the stuff to him, but
crazy.
you can't dictate what he's gonna wear. You know, on his podcast, he's wearing some stuff that I designed. Even on TV. Now I'll tell you, the first time that I actually saw it on TV, it was on Shaq and the Fool. He had on one of the T-shirts I made for him.
That's crazy, bro.
Where I was fighting back tears.
Man.
Fighting back tears. I definitely called my mom and was like, "Mama, we on TV."
Oh, that's major, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm already knowing. I'm putting myself in your shoes right now, chilling and seeing that. Man, I would have felt that shit in my chest, bro.
Yeah, that was a good day.
That's hard, man. So overall, a lot of these artists, bro, it's all been good vibes, just organic, man.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. And
I don't have anything bad to say about any artist that I've worked with so far. I've been lucky enough to be in situations where if it got bad, you know what I'm saying, it didn't get bad to a point where there's beef or there's animosity or something like that.
For sure.
I can't say that every studio situation I've been in has been great, because sometimes you run into artists that are assholes, because some people are.
Yeah, music world, you know how that goes.
But you got to learn how to operate, you know what I mean, and how to deal with those situations and keep your integrity as a person. I try to live by this motto. Thug said it best. I keep it 100 with everybody. That way I know if we beefing, it's because of some shit you did.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No, that's real, bro. That's real, man. So navigating all of this right now, before we came in here, you said you had to go zen out.
Yep.
And I asked you what you were doing. You were really zenning out.
Yeah.
So this journey's been spiritual for you as well.
100%.
That's one of the things I always ask about on this show. Like, are you somebody who believes in God? Like, when you're in SC, are you like, man, I feel there's something in my gut is telling me I can make this happen? Like, how spiritual are you? Like, I know you're into meditation. So I'm gonna share a story with you too, man. How much of a part of your life is that?
Well, my dad's a preacher. Okay, I think he turned to preach when I was like 18, something like that. But so leading up to that, we was always in the church. I always had to go to church, had to go extra church. You know what I'm saying? Extra church. Extra church. So
all the songs, you getting everything.
Yeah, all that. Man, and growing up, I hated being in church clothes, like the way they felt. I just didn't like church clothes. So when I became an adult and had the opportunity, I had the choice to go to church or not. I really wasn't. I don't want to go to church, Daddy. You can go to church for both of us. We got the same name. You can check in for both of us.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean that I had any less belief in a higher power, right? But at the same time, I have a higher thinking mind that allows me to question everything, which is the motto for INTIIVA, and contemplate for myself, is it only one thing? And if it is only one thing, why is everybody on the planet arguing about what this one thing is? And what I mean by that is that Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, you see what I'm saying? Like, they're agreeing on the concept, but not agreeing on the entity. Yep. So why is there any why are we not in agreement on that? You know what I mean? What's the question? There's the why, you know what I mean? So rather than putting a moniker on something and being like, I'm praying to Jesus or I'm praying to Allah, which in everything has stipulations. Like, if you're going to be a Muslim, you got to pray a certain type of way. Yeah, you're going to be a Christian, you got to pray a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be a Buddhist, you got to live a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? And I can dig it, but, do your thing.
Like you said, it's the same energy put into that, though. We're all putting the same energy into the same thing.
Right. So it's whatever you believe. And then you'll have people say that the temple resides within you. Okay, if that's the case, then I don't need to go to church. You know what I mean? I understand the fellowship. I understand the mechanism. But if that's the case, I don't need to go if the temple resides within me. I can talk to God myself. And if I'm talking to God, God and Jesus not the same person. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to God. So God could be over it could be over Jesus, Buddha, and all of them.
Everything that they,
You dig what I'm
I've had that
saying?
thought
So
too,
I might be skipping that step and just going up to the extreme higher power. And maybe God don't want to be called God. Maybe God want to be called the universe.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea. You know what I'm
don't know.
saying? So I just choose to, whatever it is,
that.
it knows when I'm speaking to it. It
like
knows
that.
when I'm asking for things from it. I
That's
don't have to
powerful.
call it God. I don't have to call it Jesus. But that doesn't make me any less have any less belief or any less spiritual.
No,
it's just a
that's
different
powerful.
direction.
The way you broke that down, like that's very powerful, bro. Like, and you feel it too. You're praying. You're feeling that, and that's why I meant to tell you earlier. I'm real big into meditation.
Yeah.
Or I used to be. So getting back into it now. One time I had a session. Someone was calling me to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the living room, man. I meditated for 30 minutes straight, as long as I ever meditated. No distractions, nothing. I'm in a very deep state. I can't even say what I reached, but I feel like I reached a different level mentally. It felt like painless electricity running through my body. I almost felt like I had a superpower, bro. I felt like I was outside of my body.
Okay.
And it scared me. It scared me so bad that I stopped meditating for like a year. So I want to ask you, like, have you ever been in deep meditation? Maybe it wasn't that extreme, but have you felt yourself go to a different plane when you're really into your meditation?
Okay. There are deep meditation like techniques. I can't remember what the name of the breathing one is when you do this and you like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know all the names, but I know what
Yeah,
you're
so
talking about.
I was doing that joint one day. And it's of course something I saw on the internet, and I'm always looking for new stuff. I do regular meditation to where I'll have theta sound waves in my ears, you know what I'm saying? Trying to go into theta state while still being conscious enough to be able to control that dream state. You know what I mean? But I was doing the breathing one day, and they said that you can experience, if you get to the right point, you can experience like a DMT type of experience to where you say like you felt like you left left the plane or something like that. And instead of me like leaving the plane, the astral plane or whatever, I was seeing the kaleidoscopes.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And
so you experienced this while you
yeah, and I'm still kind of awake. You know what I'm saying? And then so I that kind of scared me a little bit too because it was intense. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped doing it. And later that day, later that night, I was trying to go to sleep. And I couldn't lay down flat because every time I would lay down flat, like the room would start spinning. You know what I'm saying? And I would think that it had something to do with that particular high-level extreme meditation experience. So I try not to do that as much.
Yeah, but those type of experiences show me that it's more than just this physical plane that we're on. That's what I was getting at. If you ever feel anything like that, then like when we're praying, someone is receiving that. I truly believe that, whether it's the universe, whatever you call it, something or an entity is receiving that. Yeah. So that's big, man. Something you said on the phone yesterday stood out to me. I asked you, how do you balance it all? Because truly you're doing a lot, all while being across the country. People forget that too. We're doing all these dope creative things, but we still have to live life. Yeah. We have our personal life. You still have to survive because LA moving at the speed of light. Yeah. You'll get left behind. And I like what you told me. You said, I'm not balancing out my time. This is me. I'm giving all these different outlets me. This is all me. So you're not looking at it like, okay, I'm going to put this here, 10% of this, 20% of this is you. Yeah. So I think that was real powerful too, man.
Yeah, I feel like when you look at a light bulb, a light shines everywhere. You know what I mean? When you put a shade on it to direct the light. And then even in that instance, some of that light is bouncing off from the other direction. So if you're gonna shine each way, like just let it be whatever it is. Like don't try to generalize it. Don't try to marginalize it by saying that it has to look this way, it has to sound that way. You know what I'm saying? This has to be made out of a certain material. You can't put black on black. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. Create. And then create some more. Fall on your face. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, fantastic, because you only got to be right once. You know what I mean? One time it takes for you to have that ultra idea. Everything in this room at one point did not exist. TV, the microphone, somebody had to think up of that shit. Somebody thought up of this right here. You know what I mean?
This was a gray wall, bro, a long time ago. Just a gray wall. We didn't have none of this.
And it was somebody's idea to decorate the wall. You know what I'm saying? So everything that we're dealing with was once a thought that somebody moved into action and created a thing. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, then thoughts become things. Now, if you know that, why would you think any negative thoughts ever. I try to stay as positive as I can, even through negative things. Like, everything's not hunky-dory, you know what I'm saying? But you can find positivity in everything.
That's a good trait to have, man. I'm still trying to get to that point, too. You know, some days I'll go through, it's funny how one negative thought can infiltrate your whole aura for that day. I've started off days, I'm only thinking positive. Even one person, even you allowing certain people around you, it may not even be your negative thought. Somebody may have came up to you and gossiped some shit to you. And unknowingly, they were trying to just vent to you. Unknowingly, it plants a seed that can throw you off. So it's important to monitor all that shit, bro. So I respect it. I respect it all the way, man. For real. You've done a lot since you got here. And I just feel like with where you are right now, what would be your biggest advice to your former self? I wouldn't even say somebody who's trying to do what you did. Like, what would your advice to yourself be, a younger Qwest?
Okay, which camera I look in? The middle one? This one right here?
Right here.
Keep cooking, that young nigga. Keep cooking. Keep cooking. I don't give a fuck what they say. Keep cooking. You got it.
Hey, we gonna clip that for him too, man. For real, for real. It's funny because just that one thing, keep doing. Now, that's what you did in reality too. You kept cooking, man.
Keep cooking, bro.
And it's big, bro. I tell other artists too. It's no rules to this shit, man. You can make a song that has one hook right here and just rap the rest of the song where the hook comes. It's no rule. Nobody cares no more. Yep. They care, but don't be so analytical, you know? Bro, it's okay if it's not structured perfectly like a hit song. Do you want? I've seen people blow up. The song's not even mixed at all. Straight bedroom vocals, bro. It's just an anthem. So don't be so hard on yourself. That's why I tell artists, man, I know you get it too. Engineering as well, man. So, you know, it's big. I make music, but I'm an advocate for all up-and-coming artists too, man. Even artists who are on this level, because those people back home, they may not be telling you, bro, they're proud of you, but they see you, man. And me just knowing what you did, I'm going to give you flowers right now on the show, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. That's love. That's love.
Nah,
That's
man,
love.
for real, bro. For real, dog. So.
And yeah, I just want to say, like, you know, seeking validation outside of self is self-sabotage. You know what I mean?
That's a bar.
If you feel like the things that you created were created, then that's a success. It came from your brain, it turned into a thing, whether it's a song, whether it's a garment, whether it's a design, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It came from your brain and it came to fruition. Like, that's a success. All of these are W's, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm needing any type of, you know, anything from anybody, any support from anybody else, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, answering that question, like, it just hasn't been much. You know what I mean? But that gives me the inspiration to keep going forward and get.
That's what charges our batteries, man.
You know what I'm saying? And get that support from wherever it's going to come from. And to me, I could care less where it comes from, Mars, Venus, or Earth.
It's a cheat code, though, as well, bro. Not getting a lot early on, you do have to find those ways to charge your own battery. And that's when you can appreciate, like you said, those W's that you know are W's, shit that other people didn't even know about. Even if I said, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days this week and I hit that, you know, that's one of those things to celebrate life. As much as you would celebrate winning an award or somebody telling you, yo, you're my favorite artist. So that's real, bro. I feel like that's the greatest form of self-love, what you just said right there, bro.
Yeah, man. You got to love yourself and just understand that what's for them is not for you. What's for you is not for them. You know, the things that are going to come to you are going to come to you. You can't fuck up what's coming to you. You know what I'm saying? You can't fuck it up. It's just going to happen regardless. So just be prepared and do the best you can. Yeah, man. We just want to show love, man, and bring my bad. Show some appreciation. Bring your INTIIVA grab bag here.
Oh, this is hard, man.
Yeah, man. Have you open that up? See what we got for you.
Logo on the bag too. Oh yeah, that's real
That's
deal
how we
branding.
package all our stuff is in a bag like that to be unique.
Yeah, this hard, y'all. Oh, I got the hat. Oh yeah, that's clean, bro. It's clean, man. Y'all check the hat out. Man, I got the grab bag. Ooh. Oh man, you laced me up for real. Damn. Hold up, now.
That's the only one of those.
Hold up, let me show y'all the front. You said this the only one?
Yeah, neck configuration. We got the INTIIVA on the front.
Oh, that's hard, man.
We got the tri-bear on the helmet there.
Oh, that's hard.
We got the INTIIVA on the back. That's the only one that exists that looks like that. And I'll never make another one, so you'll have a one-off. Do not frame it, nigga. Wear that shit.
One-on-one. I got
Wear
something
that
right
shit.
now I just got from Black Sam, Nipsey brother, but I've not worn it yet, bro.
Man, don't do that, man. We create that shit for y'all to wear. The worst thing you can do is frame it.
Nah, I'm going to rock this, bro. This hard.
Yeah?
Hey, man, I appreciate you, dog.
Man.
For real. Bro. I appreciate you, bro. For real, man. Y'all get that, man. I'm going to post something up in this. We may have to do a photo shoot in it, for real.
www.INTIIVAapparel.com. www.INTIIVAapparel.com. That's where you can find everything that we're selling for INTIIVA. Also on Instagram, it's INTIIVA. That's INTIIVA. Very easy, very easy. TikTok as well. You can see content there. We're definitely looking into that YouTube page. Going to do that. But everything that we're selling, you can find on INTIIVA Apparel. We just did a new fashion show where we released INTIIVA Sport, which is our subsidiary athletic line. Got a lot of stuff going on there. You can see the pictures and the stuff that's for sale. So support. Appreciate you.
I got to ask you, what's your favorite piece that you made so far?
You want to be honest?
Yeah. Hey, man, that shit is funny. He doing his thing, man. That's the favorite piece. Hey, that's going to attract attention, too. Everybody reading that one.
I made that last night. And then second, the shoes.
Shoes crazy,
I always
man.
get compliments on the shoes, you know.
Shoes raw, bro.
Thanks,
real, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey, y'all, that was another one, man. We got Qwest in the building, man. Like, dope episode, man. Y'all follow him on all those socials. Reentry Network Podcast. You will see him again. He's in the network now, y'all. We may even get him on a mic drop. You know, we got the gold mic. You got to come back, man. Yeah, dog. We want to hear some music, too. But y'all stay tuned, man. Sensei Kyh, Dojo Sessions. Learning life through lessons. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.